This is MP Cards and Games doing my special 25 subscriber video. So today I'm going to show you how to make a token, and I will be doing a giveaway after this video. I'll tell you how to enter after the giveaway. Not after the giveaway, sorry. At the end of this video, or maybe even during this video. But one thing that I do every now and then is make my own custom tokens. I'll show you a few that I've already made. I'll show you the first one I ever made. It didn't go the best. This is the first one I ever made, but I made it a little bit differently to how I'm making it now. It's, if you can see real closely, there's cracked bits, so you don't want to make it like this. Then I've made a few others. I've got like other ones somewhat in other places, but I'm not getting all of them out. But this is another one. It's not too bad. But a bit of the foiling is a bit off. And then you have probably one of my better ones, this custom token. So yeah, custom tokens are pretty fun to make, and they're pretty cool to show to people. So yeah, I know there's a few videos on the internet about how to make custom tokens, but I don't think that there's enough, and this is fairly budget. All you really need is your normal tokens and pretty much any holo card. Before I start showing you how to do this, with any holo card that you use, it's at your own risk, so I'd recommend using cheap, cool looking cards that will probably never see relevance, not expensive cards or even half good cards, because once you start this process you pretty much can't turn back. So it's pretty much once you start making a token, you can't really get the original card back. You can also use this method to cover other cards' artwork, but you're not legally allowed to cover the writing or the text of other cards with that picture, and you will have to check with a judge for the picture of if it was on a normal card, but on a token it's fine because the tokens don't reside in the main deck. But today I will show you how to make a custom token. This is just a normal token. Ultra rare, I've never actually used an ultra rare version of the token. I only normally use the common versions, but today I'll be making a giveaway, have an ultra rare token. But first of all, what you want to do, I'll use this old Obelisk the Tormentor. I did want to try to use a fairly decent card, but I didn't want to use like a really good card, just because I wanted to make this giveaway seem good, but I didn't want to make it rip my wallet because I don't have the most amount of monies. But this is like one of my older cards, and I got this off trade like a long time ago, so it's fairly damaged. That's another thing. The picture's completely fine, and normally if you want to do this, the picture has to be completely fine, and it has to be hollow. You can't use common cards, or it actually becomes too thick and untournament legal even for tokens. So yeah, this card's a little bit damaged on the text and a bit further back, but not actually on any of the artwork. So what you want to do first is you use your scissors, but you got to carefully cut out the trim. So maybe off camera, it may be on camera, but it might be off camera as well, just because I'm very, very carefully cutting this card. And if I didn't have another Obelisk non-playable version, I probably wouldn't be cutting this one up, but I do have a few other non-playable versions, so it doesn't really bother me that I'm cutting this up. There are a few other videos on the internet, but this... So you want to try to cut the border as close as possible to the edges, but you don't want to cut out this actual part of the edge, or you'll ruin it like the first token I showed you. So now what you have to do is, for about half an hour, sometimes longer, sometimes shorter, you got to get your little bucket of water and you got to put this in the water. What this does is it gets through the glue that is actually in the card, so it gets through the glue that's connected to the foiling. You can't do this with common cards because the common cards are just printed onto the normal card, as the foiling is different on foil cards. The foil's actually glued on, so you might want to play around with that a little bit. I'll probably skip in a minute to the part of the video where I finish this, but you also want to be a little bit careful with it because you don't really want to damage that card. Later on it will get more fragile, but later on you want to peel off the actual back of the card and get all the glue off and try to make it as thin as possible. You can try Ultimate Res. I've never used Ultimate or Ghost for this since I own very little in my collection, and because I think they do a different foiling to Supers, Ultras and Secrets. I'm not 100% sure if that would work, same as Prismeric, so I'm not 100% sure how that would work. So try at your own risk, like I said. With anything that you're using to make your tokens, you're also you're using the token up, and you're also using pretty much an entire card up, so it's pretty much at your own risk. So don't cry if you've cut up a card that becomes very expensive a few months later. We're waiting for that. I'm going to tell how to actually win the token. So for the giveaway will be going to enter the giveaway. The giveaway finishes the 15th of August 2017. I know it's not too long until I upload this video, but it's still like about 2 or 3 weeks. How to win is comment on this video about your favorite video on my channel, and comment about your favorite video on my channel, why you like it so much. I like critiques as well, but on this one I want to know why you like it, and don't just give short answers like, oh, it looked good. Say why it looked good or something, because then you might not actually win this giveaway. If no one actually comments by the 15th of August, I will actually get the token, so sorry about that. And I cannot ship out of Australia just because it's a bit too expensive. So sorry any viewers that aren't Australian. Sorry about that. It's just money constraints. And I'll privately message you about the token. But yeah, making tokens is very, very fun. But yeah, the major reason why I want people to say what was their favorite video of mine and why it was their favorite video is so I can try to make more content like that, so I can give you guys what I like. Most of the videos I make I like doing, so I can give you more of what you like and more of what I like. Of course, it might not be all the time I do those sort of videos, but I can do them a lot more. So yeah, it's more to help you and me, not just to help myself. And even if you don't win the giveaway, even if you're not Australian, I just recommend just commenting about that, because it's just good for you guys more than just me. And I'll do a time skip now, so I'll see you guys later. This is the next part of the video. The foiling should be pretty much ready to start peeling. You see here how the card's gone in a little, so it should be close to time to actually peel the foiling off it. You don't want to damage the card when you do peel the foiling off, though. I mean, you don't really care about the top of the card, but you just don't want to damage the foiling, because the foiling is the important stuff. But you see how the foiling's warped in this water. That's also sometimes the reason why certain cards actually do warp if they're hollow. Why certain cards do warp. I'm actually going to leave it into the water for a bit longer. I've realised that this card hasn't want to be as easy as other ones to undo. Oh, this one, no. Normally you'd have to peel it off on most of these, but this one you just rub it off. Normally you'd have to peel it off, but I think because this is a special card with the blue back, they made it a little bit easier to just rub it off. But you have to also get a lot of the white stuff off until you get the shine, because a lot of that's where the actual glue is. But yeah, one of the reasons why you do have warped cards at events is sometimes because the foiling and the cardboard, it isn't actually the foiling that warps it, it's the foiling, it's the cardboard and the foiling moving, but one of them isn't moving and the other one is. And that's normally when they get wet or other things happen. Normally it's when it gets like wet because of the air or something. So that's how sometimes cards warp. And you sort of want them to warp here so you can get all this glue off. After you get all the stuff off, it should be pretty well fine. Another thing about the giveaway that I forgot to mention is you also have to be subscribed to me. But again, if you're not Australian and you're not subscribed, if you're not Australian, it would be nice if you subscribe to a smaller channel so I could try to get a bit bigger and show more people how to do really cool stuff like this and other cool things and other cool deck profiles and that sort of stuff. And also comment, even if you're not Australian, I'd still recommend just commenting to the end of this video and just say not Oz or something, just to, because it's really, the comment for the giveaways are just really supposed to help you guys try to make me realize what you guys like in my content, so I can keep on doing that sort of content for you guys. Again, I'm probably going to mention this in a future video, but I went to the Code of the Duelist sneak peek, and I ended up winning the event. I didn't pull anything that good, unfortunately. I pulled 3 Ultras, but I didn't pull the Rudra. I pulled one of the World Chalice Ultras, the Link Field Spell, and the Cyber's monster that summons itself from the hand when a Cyber's monster is sent to the grave. In the future, those cards may be good, so you may be saying, what the hell are you talking about? But at this point of time, they aren't very good cards. And I actually won this playmat, which is really cool because I'm not the most cleanest player. So it's really good that I have these zones so my opponents I don't have to tell my opponents every single time where everything is, which is really nice. And it's the first set of the Varane's era, so yeah, that's really good that I won it. And the guy who came second, I'm friends with anyway, so I saw him pull, and he pulled a Gyro Saber, one of the cards I actually wanted, the secret rare Link 3 monster from the set that is generic. He wanted Rescue Ferrets. He ended up getting one off, I think he bought it, not bought it at the shop, but he bought it out front of the shop because you're not allowed to buy cards at our store, which is understandable because they are vendors as well. So yeah, I understand why they don't do that. And the reason why they don't do it, there's a little story. When they used to allow it to happen, but then when Breakers of Shadow came out, people got the set from the cases from it, people who go to our shop got the cases like 3 weeks early, and then sold Cyber Dragon Infinities, Pendulum Sorcerers, and Solemn Strikes for like really high prices, like even higher than when they were first sneak peeked released, so 3 weeks before sneak, or 2 weeks before sneak. So then they decided, because it was hurting their sales, they decided to stop letting people actually sell cards, which, yeah, I understand again, and I haven't sold any cards while I'm there, and I don't really buy many cards at all. So normally on most other cards it would be a bit more shiny on this back, but on this one it isn't as shiny of a back. I know there's a little bit more paper I've got to get off and glue, but there's not much more. But normally it would be a bit more shinier. I did realise that this Obelisk the Tormentor isn't actually very shiny compared to other hollows. But then what you got to do, which I will have off screen, but I'll be telling you about it, is you've got to put it onto a blanket or a towel, more a towel. Sorry, not a blankie, a towel. Still got a little bit of paper stuff on there, but I'll move it to the towel. Showing you with now isn't actually my towel. It's just a towel we had lying around, so I just got it out. So yeah, sorry about this. So yeah, once pretty much most of the paper goes off, you put it onto a towel. This is just a towel we had lying around. It's not my own towel, of course. I wouldn't have a towel like that. And if you don't get all the paper off, you can just re-put it into your water. You can run it under a tap as well, but you don't want most of the residue going into your sink, so I don't do it in the sink. It may help you, though, doing it via the tap. I just don't like doing it that way. But now you have to dry the card, because before you put it on, you do have to dry it all out. Try not to damage the actual foiling before you finish drying it out. And then after this, you will need your glue. It can be any glue. A lot of people think you need special, really good quality glue, but as long as you have a glue stick that can glue fairly efficiently, like as long as it's not like a $1 cheapie that doesn't glue anything down, it should be fine. But you can use more expensive stuff if you're afraid of it actually falling off. But yeah, so I'll just have to get the glue, but I'll be back on the fly. Now that you got your glue, this is not a glue stick, this is just some special glue or normal average-ish glue that we had lying around. You glue over the card. This sort of glue and glue sticks may leave a bit of lumps, which can be a bit of a dilemma. So you try to do them at as least lumpy as possible, because again, if it's too thick, you can get DQ'd for running them. Just depends on how Mr. Annoying your judge is. We have a pretty good judge, but yeah, some judges can be very, 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 very uptight with the rules. I understand it is their sort of little job that they're doing. What you want to do though is you do want to try to push on a lot of the glue before it does dry, but you do want to try to wipe it off the card as well so it doesn't stay on the card. So yeah, I'm just gonna try to get as much of this out, and I'm trying to censor it to the middle, so center it. You will have to wait a while for the glue to actually fully dry the card, but we'll put it in a sleeve, the card. It does look pretty good, which I like the looks of when they look pretty good. So yeah, I'm just gonna look for a sleeve. I should have been pre-prepared with one, but I wasn't in this case. So here's the card. See, it's shiny and it's got the ultra rare foiling, and it looks really, really cool. And let's say you got your GoFu out with the new links and you put one of these tokens in your side. It looks a lot cooler to summon an obelisk looking token than to summon just like an average little one that says, like, you know how some don't look very good, like the Black Shadow tokens from the structure decks. If you're making this, I'd recommend using the more common tokens, but you can use super ultra rare tokens, but I wouldn't recommend using the YCS tokens because they can cost $10 on themselves. I haven't used my YCS token to do this, and I do this every now and then. But to enter the giveaway, and this should stay stable once it fully glues. This should stay stable. It shouldn't peel unless you're being a bit silly and you're trying to unpull it yourself, and that sort of joke's on you then if you're trying to unpull it yourself. Because at this stage I wouldn't touch it too much outside of the sleeve, because it is in that stage where it still needs to fully get onto the card. So I wouldn't really be playing with it too much out of the sleeve. But once it sticks, unless you really try to pull off the foiling, it shouldn't come off even with like not that expensive glues, unless your glue stick or glue isn't very good. But yeah, that's one custom token. So yeah, to enter the giveaway again, comment on to win this token. And to enter the giveaway of this token, you need to be Australian, subscribe to me, and you, in my opinion, you have to have the best comment on this video about what is your favourite video that I have done and why, and not just say, oh, it's my favourite because I liked it. Say a bit more, explain why you liked it, or why you thought this and why you thought that. And the giveaway finishes August 16th, and if I don't get any actual people enter the giveaway, or yeah, if I don't get really anyone entering this giveaway, the token will just stay in my possession. MP Cards and Games signing out, and this is how you make a token.